Gentlemen, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Thank you. Could you please take a moment of silence and pray that everyone has a happy and peaceful Thanksgiving? And stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with the provision of the Open Public Meetings Act, a public notice of this meeting has been sent to board members, all district schools, the Herald News, the Suburban Trends, the Record, the Messenger, West Milford West Milford Town Hall, the County Superintendent's Office, the Board Attorney, and Cable Vision of Warwick, and posted in the Administration Building. Copies of the board meeting calendar resolution were provided to all local media, Town Hall, Township Library, and all district schools. Roll call, Mrs. Francisco.
Mrs. Romeo. Here. Mrs. Stevenson. Here. Mr. Conklin.
Here.
Mrs. Dwyer.
Here.
Mr. Garino.
Here.
Mr. Ovshinsky.
Here.
Mr. Stillman.
Here.
Okay, the superintendent's report, Dr. Anemone.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Is this not on? No.
Did you flip the switch? All right, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our November meeting. I have a brief superintendent's report this evening. Just an update on our school security drills. As we mentioned last month, and I believe in September as well, we will be doubling our school security and fire drills for the foreseeable future. We will be doing them both on A days and B days, so both cohorts have the correct number of drills every month. Our school security drill in November will be a notification drill. So, as we always say, this is going to be one of those moments where we say, raise your hand if you're not here. So, if you could check your Honeywells for a message from your school principal. We're trying to make sure that all our parents and caregivers are registered on Honeywell so that if we send a true emergency notice, they do receive it. So, if you do not receive a message this month from your school principal, please check your settings. Some people have the settings very restrictive where they only receive snow day notices, so to speak, and they don't receive anything else. So we'd like you to open up your settings a little bit. It's not something that can be done at the school. Each parent has to do their own settings and they control that. So we can help you with your login, your password perhaps, but we can't change your settings for you. So our November school security drill will be a notification drill. Next up, the Start Strong assessment. This is going on. It started, we did grade 4 and grade 5. I believe it was last week in English and math. There's a copy on the board members' desks of the student reports that will be shared with parents before conferences on Monday. So these are just redacted reports that should look something like this. And they have the test, grade, obviously all the redacted information is on there as well. And it lumps students into 3 categories. Strong support may be needed. That's for our lowest cohort. Some support may be needed, and less support may be needed. So obviously all of our students will be getting support. It just depends on how much is recommended. So each student, each family will get one of these reports. Our testing is ongoing in the secondary grades as we speak. And the board members, you should have a second part of your packet, which this is what our teachers will be receiving when the Start Strong assessment is finished. It's probably about 50 minutes per subject, 50 minutes for English, 50 minutes for math. And then they get a report for each student, where they did well, where they did poorly. So as you can see on the math one, students have some support may be needed in certain areas. This particular sample one that was redacted this student struggles in operations and algebraic thinking. These are the standards he or she needs help with. If you look at the bottom of that, the base 10 is the reporting concept. He or she is much stronger in that area. So one of these reports is for the family, one is for the teacher. The Start Strong is only used to help our students and to help our teachers. This does not get reported to the state. This will not be reported at a board meeting. This is just for our teachers and our parents. So we want to know how our children are doing. This is certainly uncharted waters we're in, and we want to make sure they don't fall too far behind. And if they have fallen far behind, we want to catch them up. Okay? So we should be done with the Start Strong assessments probably, Mr. Novak, next week? End of this week.
Most students should be done by Thursday.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
With this STAR assessment, will we be given an overview of how the whole district did? And
No.
where the weaknesses and strengths are? We will not be given that?
No, this is not going to be reported publicly. So there's going to be essentially,
Okay.
the principals will have their school report, the teachers will have their class report, and each family will get their child's report. That's it.
So the parents are not going to get a report as to how their children stand against other kids?
No, it's going to be, it's nicer in color. There's a little
Okay.
wheel here, so they're going to know where their child is compared
Okay.
to the standards, not compared to their peers. So by this point in fourth grade, this is where we think you should be, this is where you are. You have this far to catch up. So it's really an instructional tool for our teachers and for our parents.
Okay, thank you.
Courtney?
I'm wondering, do you know if the state plans to do another test in the spring, or would the NJSLA be the host of this?
I would imagine it's going to be the NJSLA. So this essentially is replacing last spring's NJSLA. So that test was going to be it was going to be third grade and up last year. So this Start Strong is grade 4 and up, which would have been last year's third graders.
So we should see progress on the NJSLA.
We should see progress from where they are now to where they are in the spring. Sure.
If by chance the NJSLA is canceled, can I ask that we maybe as a district do some kind of assessment in the spring to see that our children have grown?
Absolutely.
I would be curious
Yeah.
to know that they have made progress.
Although we participated in Start Strong, we stayed true to our process with Linkit
Right.
and the benchmarking process. So we are giving 3 Linkit benchmarks this year that we're using in a similar manner as we're using Start Strong. Just another piece of data to know which standards we need to recover, which standards our students are doing well, and how we get to the next step.
Great, thank you.
I guess
Mr. Guarino?
So when you say participated in Start Strong, is this something that the number of other school districts are doing, or does everybody have to do this, or do we just decide?
It was an optional assessment. Many districts who chose to participate, followed through with it. I know there's a number of districts who delayed their start because they went, into a 100% virtual environment for a variety of reasons.
Right.
So I think the initial cohort of schools that were participating dwindled a bit, and believe it was because of school closings for the most part, for those who started and didn't. But the window is available throughout December, so I anticipate seeing a lot more schools get it in.
yeah, we don't get much for free. This is for free.
Mrs. Romeo, you had your hand up.
And all students at this full virtual cohort also took this?
Yeah, at those grade levels, it was open to all hybrid and 100% virtual students.
And will that be the same for the Lincoln assessments? Will the cohort of full virtual students also be taking the Lincoln assessment?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, Dr.
All right,
Animal?
and last up, we have our student representative, Miss Amanda Gerald. But before I pass it on to her, I want to congratulate her for the week of October 26th through 30th. Miss Gerald was our West Milford Varsity Club Athlete of the Week.
Oh,
for field hockey.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's nice.
and she just came from a state quarterfinal win,
Yes.
overtime win
Yes, against
against
Lakeland.
Lakeland, 2-1.
All right. That's even better news.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. As most of you know, I'm Amanda Gerald, president of the Student Council and student representative. Like I usually like to start with some positive events that have been able to occur throughout the district. Highlander Band is wrapping up their season this week. They're filming for their annual tattoo on Wednesday, and the bagpipe group is filming on Saturday. They placed second in states, fourth in nationals, and second in the grand finale. Despite all the challenges and obstacles for this season, they still managed to put together and perform an incredible show. Most sports are wrapping up their seasons as well. The football team is 3-4 right now, and they have a game against Lakeland on Friday, and they encourage fans to come until they reach their 50-fan limit. Boys cross country had a great year as well. The team was able to succeed despite the uncertainties and complications due to COVID-19. The boys trained hard the entire season and competed well as a team. Some highlights include the varsity team taking third place in the conference, as well as the JV team taking home second place at the Doc Braver Invitational. All in all, it was a great season for the team. Girls cross country also finished with a 4-1 overall record, placed second in the Brett Taylor Invitational. JV had 2 first place finishes, one in the Brett Taylor Invitational and the other in the Doc Braver Invitational. They also became co-conference champions with their first place win at the conference championship meet. Adding on to that, they as well placed second in both the Lou Fraulo Passaic County Invitational and in the North 1 Group 2 state sectional meet. So great job to girls cross country. Girls soccer just finished their season yesterday against Lakeland. They had a rough season, but overcame the ups and downs and worked hard from the start of each game to the end. Their record ended up being 3-10-1, and they grew a lot from the beginning of their season. The girls tennis team finished their season as well today. After talking with one of their captains, Jessica Brigante, she made it clear to me that tennis is a home to an amazing group of girls with phenomenal coaches who are dedicated and kind, and that the program has bright futures ahead of them. Like we were talking about, the New Jersey Start Strong testing started this week and will be finished hopefully this Friday. And the annual Empty Bowls will be Thursday and held virtually. The girls varsity field hockey team is having a great success as well. We have a winning record of 12 wins and 4 losses. We won our state quarterfinals tonight, home against Lakeland in a 2-1 overtime battle. This group of girls has a bright future and outlook and is determined to continue this streak for Thursday when we take on Morristown Beard in state semifinals at home. Please come out and support our team. Thank you again for allowing me to speak tonight. We're working hard to keep our spirits up and Highlander pride and character strong.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Mr. Novak, your report, please, Director of Education.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to start off with a brief update on hybrid learning to this point. And I say hybrid, but it's also hybrid in our virtual learning cohort. As we mentioned in Dr. Anwell's report. All right. Pull the fast one. Yeah. In reference to Dr. Anwell's report, we did complete the Start Strong assessment in grades 4 and 5. There you go.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch that.
I'll just project, I'll try that. And we will be completed with our high school assessment by the end of the day on Thursday with a couple outstanding makeups and that sort of thing. But in addition to Start Strong, we are in the process of administering Linkit. We have completed the Linkit benchmark assessment in grades 6 through 12 for the students who were taking courses where we would get that assessment. And our elementary schools will finish the Linkit assessment by the first week of December. Just a little reminder, what Linkit is very similar to Start Strong in that it is an assessment that measures our students against the state standards that are expected to be mastered at that point in time in the school year. So we anticipate using Start Strong, Linkit, some of our local assessments, as well as in our elementary schools, we have a Fontes Now benchmark assessment, which assigns a student their independent reading level. Within the collection of assessments that we've been able to do, we see ourselves being able to predict, future learning objectives for our students and be able to try and, recover as best we can. So we've completed this, first 2.5 months of school where we followed the spring shutdown and what that was. And now we have a little bit more of a sustained effort. We get to see now that our students are gaining stamina in this structure. Not that it's great, but it is what we have now. We see that our teachers are gaining comfort in the structure that they have. It's not easy, but it is what we have now. And I think we're at that point where we take a look at what we've done and we can really start focusing on our students once again as individuals and be able to start grouping students by weakness, by need, by strengths, and trying to fill in the gaps that we have identified through a number of these assessments. Our staff members are doing a great job having these conversations already, things that they've noticed. That's one of some of the conversations I've had with principals who have had conversations with their staff, that the feedback that we've seen on Start Strong initially is validating to what our staff members have seen in the classroom. So it's a good gauge that this is going to match some of the things that we've seen. And just to point out some of the nitty-gritty on those assessments is that those numbers that on the report that Dr. Enamone shared, they directly relate to a specific standard. So although it says literature or information, when the teacher sees this, they know that that standard is a little bit more fine-tuned and they know exactly what area that our students need to recover. So can you hear me?
Live stream's out.
Again?
Okay, here's the answer.
I don't think anyone really wants to hear from you.
That's not true. You're important. They all want to hear you.
Thank you. I need to hear that today.
I'm here. I'm here to give you props.
We're still screaming.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
good.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Novak.
So that's my hybrid and virtual learning update to this point.
So can you maybe just go back to that, because I agree with Courtney. You want to hear it? Just rewind that.
How long were we out?
The beginning of
Yes.
Where your teachers are gaining confidence in the program and structure, and Lincoln is validating the
Yeah,
scores. There you go.
a rapid 3 minutes of the last 10, that, the collection of assessments that we've had in place, this is a repetition of what we just talked about for the people at home who missed, that in our hybrid and virtual learning cohorts, we've completed a initial round of assessments, gaining comfort with the hybrid and virtual models, and we're at a point now where the conversations with our administrators and our staff are really targeted towards repair and recover of some of the things, some of those gaps that may have been developed in the spring and in, are getting comfortable in September. We know in September we had some technology issues, we had staff gaining comfort, so September got us off to a good start with some troubleshooting, but we know that there may have been some gaps even from this year early in September. So that's the point we're at now with having really good, thoughtful discussions with our administrators and teachers, which will then be shared next week, which will lead me to one of my other items on the agenda, is parent-teacher conferences on November 23rd and 24th. So at that point in time, parents should expect a good conversation about where the teacher, whether it's a particular course or a homeroom in an elementary school, where they see your students standing in terms of what's typical at this time in a third grade or a freshman course, and what the teacher sees now, with the, the difference in the environment that we have. So parents can expect that when they visit their parent-teacher, which everyone should please do. If you are not familiar with the schedule, there will be a Honeywell on Friday afternoon, probably multiple. I'll be doing one for the district, and the individual schools will be sending out reminders as well. In that vein, we pre-pandemic, one of the important conversations that we've had that we spoke about in this forum at the board meetings and in our education committee meetings and with staff and parent groups was that we made some changes to the elementary report card process. Principals presented these things at back to school night. Teachers talked about it at back to school night early in the fall. I just wanted to have a public reminder that our elementary schools shifted to a trimester structure. It's a little bit more best practice for what an elementary setting entails. It allows for more time for growth. It allows for more of our work with individual student reading levels and that type of assessment. Their work in their readers and writers notebooks to be reflected in a better manner on the report card. And the release date for the first trimester for our elementary schools, K through 5, will be December 23rd. So parents will attend the parent-teacher conference next week. They should not expect to see a report card at that time, but they should expect to have a robust conversation about student progress. And that's the message that our staff is prepared to share. Our elementary families will be receiving their Start Strong individual student report, probably, if not Friday or Saturday. They should get it in the mail Monday morning at the latest. I think they're in the mail already. And that's it. So also along that line, we have elementary trimester structure, and the third grade report card has shifted, and it will not be reflecting letter grades as it has in the past. Our letter grades are now currently in fourth grade and up. Our third grade report card will look very similar with some slight adaptations from what our kindergarten through second grade report card looks like, with 1 through 4 indicators rather than A through F. Students are exceeding grade level expectations, meeting, approaching, or needing support. And all those pieces of information will be available for you at the November conferences. And my final announcement tonight is that we are in the process. I'm going to be sending a parent survey tomorrow, and that survey is going to be in relation to the parent technology support sessions that we're going to offer on December 9th and 10th. We don't have the exact times. We anticipate that the exact times will be shared prior to Thanksgiving for parents to, we're probably going to have a variety of sessions that are open-ended where parents can come and visit and ask questions, and we'll also have a series of sessions that help support parents with Google Classroom, Google Meet, and whatever else we get out of the survey that I send out tomorrow. So that survey is going to look for some information from the community about what can our educational technology committee staff members, what can they do to present to the community that'll help you help us. That's really what we're looking for. Is we have we've got an amazing community who's now supporting at-home learners or virtual students while our teachers are doing their thing, and we want to support you in that. You're kind of the last tier for how we bring the whole big picture together. Our staff was first, our students were second in terms of training and getting things ready. Our staff worked tirelessly all summer to get ready for September. Our students had to learn, when families kind of in the background on how to do school now in the new environment. And now we're at a point where we want to bring this to parents now that you've gotten your feet wet and you know what you know in terms of what support you need. So that survey will come out tomorrow. There's a few open-ended areas on it to give us the feedback that'll help us help you. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mrs. Francisco, special reports and correspondence.
Question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Kate?
2 questions. One is, did I hear you say that K-3 is a standard-based report card?
Not an entirely standard-based report card. It's our K through 2 report cards were more of and the word hybrid is overused now, but this was the hybrid word that we used prior to pandemic hybrid talking. A hybrid report card is a blend between a completely standards-based report card that reflects all of the standards at a grade level, and a report card that collects those standards into, like minor categories.
Okay, now I have two more questions. So just curious, did the education committee look at these report cards with you and this was like fully discussed and it's just the first that I'm hearing of it?
In the spring, this was discussed at Ed Committee. We have a report card committee with, staff members, administrators that help develop the process. We went through, this goes back several years when we adopted the report card structure that we have now in K through 2. So we basically took what we do in K through 2 and applied it to our third grade while looking at a lot of samples from numerous other school districts in, nearby and, surrounding counties and in our county.
Okay, and then my last question is, if a parent was unable to attend back to school late, how would they have known that elementary went to trimesters? Was there another announcement?
There was not another announcement.
So tonight would be the...
Well, we announced it last spring. This was a decision made here.
Yeah.
Back in, maybe in the February. It was that close to when things changed in the world, but.
But there hasn't been anything since.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Courtney, did you have your hand up?
I just think that maybe a little presentation might be nice at the next board meeting. Very simple, just what the third grade report card would look like. K1 and 2 is more progress indicators, whereas 3, as we discussed in Education Committee, would be more, we're looking more at the standards and whether the child is meeting that standard or exceeding that standard or below that standard. I think maybe from you, because you're the expert, to just make a little, model to share with the public, because
Yeah, we can put all the.
I think that would be really
the
helpful.
report card side by side.
Because it is different than what our families are used to, because we're used to in third grade getting grades and having a third grade student. We are still getting grades on tests. Tests are coming home with A's, B's, C's. So how does that transition into the standards-based report card? I think maybe just a little,
Sure.
quick little thing, if that's okay.
Good
I'm
idea.
sorry to make you do that, and
That's okay.
you're doing so much work already, but I think it would be really helpful to the community.
Anyway, increase presentations at the board.
That's right. Ray?
So with the parent-teacher conferences next week, especially with the elementary, because of the change to trimester, do we think about maybe for next year, moving that parent-teacher conference to coincide with the end of the trimester for the elementary, right?
So that's in discussion. It's not something we can do.
I know we're not doing it
That's a
now.
contractual situation.
We met last week, I believe, to review calendars for 21, 22, 23. It did come up. We tentatively have them scheduled for Thanksgiving week again next year.
I almost think, if I could just put in my 2 cents, I almost think having it more in early November, end of October might be better, because by then teachers, especially in the elementary level, they've already assessed their students, they know where they stand. I know as a teacher myself, I'll say to parents, by Thanksgiving, I want to see your child progress here. By January, we do these things with Linkit and everything else. I think maybe having them coincide with Linkit and
Yeah,
having.
so it's a long haul to get to
Yeah.
December 23rd.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
to
too
have,
long.
and to have conferences close to that release time.
Yeah.
That's, in my opinion, too long of a period for a parent to, not have had an established, there would be regular ongoing communication with the single emails here and there, but to have a formalized structure to report progress. I think the timing of it right now is appropriate, as Mrs. Stevenson just said, with the reporting of the assessments. I also think that often our parent, just talking with districts who have a trimester setting, once they switch to the trimester, and a majority of them kept their structure in place for when the conferences are, it disconnected the parent conference from being, all of that, if you get that 20 minutes, you spend a lot of it just looking at the report card, talking about the report card. this brings the conversation more about student progress and performance than the number on the page. And, so that's something that we're open to in getting, feedback from our community after we go through this year with conferences now and report card on the 23rd. And, we're open to the discussion for what would be best for our community.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Kate.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm ready to make a motion on the next thing if you'd like me to.
Okay, special reports and correspondence.
We have minutes from our last board meeting on October 27th, and our special meeting, which was our goal setting meeting from October 28th, for your consideration.
Kate?
Romeo will make a motion to accept the Board of Education meeting minutes from October 27th and 28th.
Second?
Second.
Okay, voice vote, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there is no president's report. Mrs. Van Dyke is not here. We did try to meet with the township, but it didn't work out, so there is another meeting pending for December, and that's the only report. Okay, public comment. This portion of the meeting is open to members of the public for the purpose of addressing resolutions on this agenda only. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair first. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes for a period of 30 minutes, and then, time permitting, other public comment limited to 5 minutes per speaker will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. All members of the public speaking during this public comment period are asked to address topics listed in the agenda. All speakers are asked to sign the register provided and to give their full name, spell their last name, group affiliation if appropriate, and provide their address. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and respectful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged, and the board and the administration will not respond to them. Students and employees have specific rights afforded to them by the laws of New Jersey. The board is not responsible and is not liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Okay. Anyone wish to speak? Mrs. Francisco, do we have anyone?
No one has emailed me, no.
Okay. Anyone like to speak? Okay.
No, I make a motion of public comment.
Second?
I'll second.
Voice vote, please. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, just want to make one,
Is that out again?
we adopt it.
Go ahead.
On page 8, Personnel Student Affairs, number 27. We're going to add one name as a substitute nurse. It's Ilona, I-L-O-N-A. Last name DeSantis, D-E, capital S-A-N-T-I-S. That's going to be a substitute nurse added. Number 27.
Didn't we, isn't she somewhere else too?
Yeah.
She's going to be hired too, but we're going to add it to our sub list as well.
Okay. Okay.
So we're waiting on the official certification for her school nurse assistant.
Oh, so then that's not silly. So then she could start under the sub.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Okay. Kate, would you move items 1 through 6 under education?
First, I'll move to adopt the agenda with the one change.
Oh, we have to accept the agenda as amended.
I just did. I made a motion to adopt the agenda with the change of adding Ilona as a substitute nurse.
Okay, second? Jay, okay.
Then I'll make a motion to move.
Need a voice vote.
Oh,
All in favor?
aye.
All against?
Sorry.
Okay.
All right,
Do
ready?
that right? That's-
Romeo will make a motion to move 1 through 6 under education.
Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, roll call, Mrs. Francisco?
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinsky?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Okay, personnel and student affairs. Jay, would you move items 1 through 39?
I'd like to make a motion to move items 1 through 36 and the hand carry 37 through 39.
Second? Any discussion? Go ahead. Ray?
Yeah. So I'd like to hold 26 until after executive session.
Okay.
No, just asking to hold the vote until after executive session, 26.
Good idea.
Okay.
Can we do
All
that?
in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay, so we'll hold 26 till after executive session. Any other discussion? All right, I have a question about number 31, the parental technology report. We're 3 months into the year. I just am curious as to why this wasn't done over the summer.
Which number was that?
Number 31. It just seems that I think the parents needed the support as the school year
Wait,
began.
So this is our parent classes. We weren't certain we were going to get a great turnout over the summer,
Okay,
so we think we'll get more parental turnout in the fall once school started. I think summer, it was, I think people were looking for a break from school, from Google Classroom, so we
Okay.
did push it out.
I have to say too, Mrs. Dwyer, having two students in the district, I have more questions now than I
Okay.
did then. So I think it is smart that they're doing it. And to go to Dan's report from before, he was concentrated on the staff and the students, and the parents are now
okay.
third. It
Ray?
makes sense to me.
so on number 12, is that person just going from one school to another school and then obviously the transfer of assignment?
Number 12?
Yes.
It's a temporary transfer assignment, so
Yep.
that's one of our special class aides that's been assigned to a teacher role.
Right.
And then is...
But are they in the same, the same
They're
school?
staying in the same class,
Same.
Same
Okay.
same
school,
place, yeah.
same school.
Okay. And then, just with regard to that, so is somebody else taking that person's role as an aide?
So that particular role temporarily, we have not been able to fill besides through back coverage of substitutes. But the enrollment in that class, because that particular aide was in our behavior disabilities class, and we have many students that have, the parents have opted for 100% virtual. So the in-person has not really required it, but we will be looking to replace that position come January. But
So
right
so
now-
we say we don't need an aide in that class? Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying from up until this point, we did not need to replace it other than filling it if like another aide was out, but come January 2021, you will need it.
Okay. I have a question. On number 33, I know that this sidebar is to begin on December 3rd, but the state is making a decision about winter sports on Friday. Is there any way that we can hold this until December 4th, this sidebar? Until we know, because I know that once we sign
agree.
the sidebar, we're responsible to pay these people that 20%. But if December 4th comes and there's no sports, and we signed a resolution that says we're going to pay them the 20%, we're responsible for that.
I think our next board meeting is December 15th.
But we can make that retroactive. I mean, I don't
agree.
know. Am I wrong, Mr.
No.
Guarino?
So, I had that thought in my head also. The only thing is, I know that there are probably a number of these coaches that have already started to do work towards the season. So there is a piece, at least at a minimum, there is a piece of this where they've begun to do work. And I think that that was probably a little bit of that sidebar, so I agree with what you're saying, but with a slight variation, because they've already started to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of
But-
emails already, and I've seen a lot of coaches doing things with regard to at least one sport, so.
But do their contracts actually start now, or do they start December 3rd?
Well, the season would start December, is slated to start December 3rd.
Okay, so, okay. Does anybody else agree with me?
I do
Well-
agree.
Well, right, I
Yeah.
hear what you're saying, but I know that there are a lot of teachers that do a lot of work in August.
And they don't get paid?
And technically, their contract doesn't start until September. Well, they're still getting paid for some of that time. So, again, I had brought this up.
They're not getting paid for
I had
August,
brought
trust
this
me.
up. So I had brought up the same question, but then I got comfortable with, what the answer was.
Okay. I'm just concerned about Friday's decision, because I don't think it's going to be a good one. Kate?
So
I don't disagree.
specifically adding into this conversation about 34 and 35, it looks like that's the student production of the play, right? Both of them. So I hear what Ray's saying, and I hear what Terry's saying. If the governor says that we cannot do indoor activities, whatever, we're still going to pay these people 20%
Because we've
for the
signed,
play, right?
yep.
Okay.
Once you sign that
And I
sidebar.
do know they probably have already started reading,
Oh, sure.
and doing, I understand that. But if there's no production, there's the possibility that there might not be one. Right? And so then, once we vote on 33, then we're paying all of them the 20%.
Right.
Right.
Also 34.
I mean, it's a hard decision.
So,
I could just make a comment.
go ahead.
It's important to understand that a lot of these stipend positions for the musicals are based upon receipts. So if there's no receipts, we're going to have to assume whatever we're paying out.
So it would be our responsibility then. So I'm nervous because I don't know what the governor is planning. I don't know what the State Sports Association is planning. I see that Connecticut shut down their winter sports. I'm worried, and I'm also worried about the state aid that we get. I think we're talking about losing a lot of money, and this could be dangerous for us. Courtney?
I think in regards to 34 and 35, the play, I would have all the faith in the world that these employees would be able to put on a virtual show for us. And I would be okay with us
That would be
approving
fine.
that, because I think that, especially, there's one name on here that I know would do phenomenal with doing a virtual show. So I think that if we could say, if it's not in person, could we do virtual, and could that be done? Then I would be okay with voting yes, because I think that the play, especially, the productions,
But-
could happen virtually.
But how are these kids going to be practicing if there's more than 10 or 25 of them?
Agreed.
You know, I mean, that's a problem.
I think it poses a lot of problems, but I think that these teachers are capable of working around that. We've already asked them to teach in a different platform. I think that they can do these productions on a different platform. Sports, I don't know how the heck, I mean, that's a whole different ballgame.
Kate?
I've thought a lot about this over the last couple of days, and just to be clear, I'm voting yes on all of it because I do believe in our staff and I do believe in our people, and I think if they can't have sports, they will work the 20% that they're getting paid to do our senior letters and our videos that are sent out, and the other things that entail being a coach that they don't even get paid for on a regular year. When you work out how many hours a coach puts in a normal year compared to what these salaries are, it's normally pennies. So I will be voting yes on all of this. I understand that we are in a time where we can nitpick every single little thing and talk about all of it. But the reality is that these people are supporting our students, whether it's on the court, on the field, off the field, and they'll be helping do many other things. So I've thought a lot about it. I've gone around and around and around, just to be clear. But also, I heard Jay try to say something.
Oh, Jay, I'm sorry.
Like, ask him. You said something about 36, but I
I
didn't
said
hear
that would
you.
include 36,
Yes.
It would include
Yeah.
36, yeah.
Sorry, I
because everybody was just returning 34, 35.
Yeah, no.
Yes, we put read the sidebar agreement 33 first, and then the couple that follow it after. So they're all into the sidebar agreement. There is a protection for the board of the 20%,
Okay.
where you wouldn't be on the hook for 100%. So if things get canceled super early, you would not be on the hook for the whole salary, this whole stipend, just 20%. That's my
Also,
understanding.
according to the sidebar, it does say, provided indoor practices begin on December 3rd.
Okay,
Gotcha.
There you go.
okay. Okay.
So that's
Any other Kate?
I have one last question. Somewhere on here is, oh wait, it might be under operations. Yeah, forget it. It's the next one. I'm sorry.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah.
Number 29, that is sick day payments, I realize those are all contractual. But going forward, I think one of, kind of bringing it, I'm looking at it as more of $100,000 easy on some of it, so I know we're having a lot of retirements this year. But is there any thought in going forward on contracts?
That would be in negotiation.
Limiting that a bit?
well,
That would be something for negotiations.
it is there now.
Well, we have some people that were employed quite a while ago that still are entitled to a larger amount of money,
Yeah.
but newer employees are not entitled, and most of them are capped at the 15,000.
Right. So,
Any other discussion?
so
Ray?
Barbara, you're saying that there was already some negotiation, which is why these certain employees say capped.
There's different levels in the teacher's contract. There's different levels, so depending on how long you've been with the district, depends on what kind of a compensated.
And that doesn't have to do with the district, that's the state,
That's the state, yep.
right?
And I think it was in 1992 they capped people, they
It was
capped.
before 2007 when all of this came to be. So
some are grandfathered in, some aren't.
some of them
Correct.
are and some of them aren't, depending on their start date, and it's all outlined in the teacher's contract.
It's out again, live stream is out. Kate? Oh, it's on, good.
Same number. Could you,
We're on.
29?
I know the first one is the administrator's agreement. The next one is the teacher's contract, the WMEA. Can you tell me what the WMTAA and WMCMA stand for?
Yeah, that's teacher's assistants,
Thank you.
and the other one is custodial maintenance.
Any other comments or discussion? Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to operations and finance. Oh, I'm sorry, we have to vote. See, I told you I don't like this position. Okay, roll call. Wasn't meant to be. Just leave it.
So I just want to make clear, we're voting on everything but 26, right?
Right.
Mrs. Stevenson,
Yes.
Mr. Greeno,
Yes.
Mr. Ochinsky.
Yeah.
Mrs. Romeo,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer,
Yes.
Mr. Stillman.
Yes, abstain from 4.
Okay. Operations and finance, Ray?
I'd like to make a motion to move items 1 through 3 on operations and finance.
I have a question. On number 1, the Ice Vault Arena contract, what happens if we don't have ice hockey?
You still have to pay the bill.
No.
Oh,
Regardless.
$26,000?
oh, God.
Do we split?
$27,000.
Well, it's half of that.
Half of that, right, that's what
If you don't approve it and we don't make a payment, then you're going to lose your ice time, so that if
Oh,
it
gosh.
does materialize at some point in the future, you won't have ice time.
Okay.
Is there any negotiations that could happen with the ice vault? Like, they know we're in a pandemic, right? And
I don't think.
They're a business.
We didn't have to deal with them last winter because the season was basically over. So we don't really know. I mean, there might be something, but I'm not quite sure at this point.
Ray?
So two things. One, with regard to the ice vault, the question is, because there's going to be, like you said, the NJSIA is going to probably have some guidance on Friday. When do we have to pay them? I know we might vote on this, but when do we have to pay them? Do we pay them before Friday?
I think Tuesday.
Next week.
Tuesday.
Okay, so
Monday or Tuesday.
so we may have some opportunity there, right? If there's.
Sure.
And then the second thing was, I just wanted to say thank you very much to the Echo Lake Baptist Church for donating a fantastic grand piano. But that's a very great donation.
Do we know what kind of piano it is? Is it a Yamaha, Baldwin, Steinway?
I want to say Steinway.
Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Thank you. Thank you. Kate?
Going back to one, Barb, can you please clarify, are we responsible for that full amount?
Half.
I want to hear it. Say it, because I've heard it. Thank you. And is that something that we can table?
Well, then if we don't pay them on Monday.
If you're asking me, you could, but when would you vote on it?
Right.
Yeah.
We have to
Our
come
next
back.
board meeting is the 15th.
Right.
December 15th.
So then it would be a retro. Do we know if the other district has already approved their half?
I believe, time,
I could check,
I
but
believe so.
I mean,
there may not be ice time for us to approve on December 15th if it's not approved tonight. And if we don't pay them next week, they may be able to sell that time to a youth team, a club team, something, another high school. I don't know.
I get
So-
that. I guess I'm just not comfortable if we didn't ask them for like a similar agreement to our sidebar. Right? So if we could work part of the contract with them where, okay, if we're only doing this much, can we pay you 20% or 50%? Or we didn't try that yet.
But even if we do,
Everybody going up till today thought that the
Right.
season was going to take place.
Right?
right.
So there was really no reason to negotiate anything different.
can this be something, and I don't know, that we table and vote over the phone? Is that something that's allowed?
No, that's not
Okay.
legal.
Just asking, I didn't know.
that's okay.
It's pandemic, I've got to be, up to all options here.
Yeah.
Flexible.
And they're watching all the more because of the Open Public Meetings Act.
Right.
Okay, any other discussion? All right, roll call, Mrs. Francisco?
Mr. Carino,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey. Mrs. Dwyer.
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo,
Yes.
Mr. Conklin.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think, we don't want to hurt the kids, and
No.
if we lose that ice time, it's so stupid. Okay. Ray, go on.
Okay, but we still do have some small window, which,
We'll know more on Friday.
Yep.
I know the timeline doesn't match up with our board meeting, but,
right.
it's not our timeline. It's
Okay.
it's the state, so we'll figure out
Right.
more on Friday.
Right.
Maybe much ado about nothing.
Because the ice vault's going to have to deal with that with every school system that they're dealing with.
Right.
NJSIA says they're going to cancel the fall
Season.
sports season.
But like you said,
They're
they're
going to deal
also
with that
a
with
business.
everybody.
They're also a business.
And on the flip side, if they don't say that, right, then they have opportunity from every school system, so we don't want to hurt our kids.
I mean, but a phone call to the ice vault saying, Skylands is giving people 20% or whatever, who knows? A business is a business, right? But you gotta ask.
Sure.
Skylands is probably packed too.
I understand, I'm just saying, if we don't ask, then we're on the hook for the full amount. If we ask, there's the chance. So a phone call tomorrow would probably be in the best interest,
Well, why don't we just wait till Friday and see what happens?
Yeah. So I'd like to move item number 4 under operations and finance.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
I'd like to move item 5 under
Wait,
operations.
wait.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Oh, sorry. Mike, what's up?
Dwyer?
Yes. It's the pandemic. Blame the
Kate and I
pandemic.
are ready to go.
Rolling.
I'd like to move item 5 under operations and finance.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Number 6, Ray?
I'd like to move item number 6 under operations and finance.
I'll second that.
Mr. Guarino?
Abstain.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Abstain.
Okay, policy, Kate?
I'd like to move numbers 1 through 20 under policy.
Oh, do we have a hand carry? I don't have a hand carry.
Green one.
The green one. Okay, this is,
good. I'd like to move items 7 and 8 under operations and finance.
Second.
roll call?
Any questions?
No questions?
I'll just say,
Mr. Guarino?
I'm glad we're finally getting the equipment that we need.
We need,
I think that we waited on this because of the pandemic a little bit.
Well, we waited on it because we couldn't get any prices. Nobody's working.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Manufacturing plants were shut down.
Yeah.
And we finally got a price, and the allotments are so small because the manufacturer's only working at 25%.
Yeah.
So if we don't order it, we may not get it for 6 months instead of 4 months.
I noticed the gators were few and far between, so. I think-
is that gator a new one or a used one?
It's new.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a good price, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was a very good
Yeah.
price. Yep.
It's small.
It's small.
Okay.
But it'll do the job. It'll be helpful.
Good.
Okay. Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Okay, now we can move on to
All right.
policy. Sorry.
So now I'll make the motion to move numbers 1 through 20 under policy.
Okay, discussion? Nobody? Okay. Roll call, Barb?
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mr. Obshinski?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes. Okay, committee reports and liaisons. Park and Recreation, Mr. Guarino and Mr. Stillman?
Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
Say Mr. Stillman's soccer teams are doing well.
Congratulations. Safety, was anybody with Mrs. Van Dyke for this?
No.
Nothing, okay. Superintendent's roundtable was, we talked about basically the Encore teachers. the problems with the virtual. A lot of kids are not doing well virtually. And, parents are looking for feedback on how to help their children. So hopefully, those parent meetings will help them. Okay, Passaic County School Boards, we have nothing. New Jersey School Boards Association, nothing. Legislation, no report. Technology Kate?
I have a question, Terry. You just said at superintendent's roundtable that parents were saying that kids were not doing well virtually.
Yeah, they're frustrated.
Was that academically or social and emotionally or both?
It's both.
Okay, thank you.
It's both. Okay, Mr. Guarino, Technology Oversight.
So there was no technology meeting in particular, but I know that, just speaking to Robert quickly, they're working on getting laptops out to the teachers. They had to do some things to re-image the computers, so they'll be going out probably over the next few weeks.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay, Township Board of Education Joint Committee, nothing at this time. West Milford Municipal Alliance, Courtney and Kate?
I went to the meeting virtually. I can't say enough great things about this Alliance Committee. They are sponsoring our Heroes and Cool Kids, which is starting November 13th. They're doing the We're Not Buying It program for our 6th graders because they missed it's not called LEAD. It's not called LEAD. Real. It will be LEAD. And they're going to do 7th grade too. Awesome. They're going to be doing sponsoring the LEAD program for us, which will hopefully happen in January. I know Mr. Novak has been communicating with them often too. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Novak?
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
I made sure to include you. And the other thing that they had was they had a woman, and I debated whether or not talking about this, but I think it is important for our families in the community. They're working with a family support center in Passaic County where they're offering to help families with addiction. Not the addict, but the family. So if there is a family in our community who has a child who is dealing with addiction, they provide support out of your personal home. They help the family and educate them. They don't just support what's happening with the substance abuse. They'll help find mental health care. They'll help with the enabling stuff. And it just seemed like a wonderful thing to mention because I'm sure that there are many families in all of the United States that are dealing with family members that are addicts, children that maybe are addicts. I think that this Alliance Committee is just doing wonderful things to pull in different programs to help our community as much as they possibly can. So I wanted to mention that too.
Thank you.
If there's a flyer for that, we can distribute that to our...
I will forward it to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, anything else? Kate?
I just wanted to add that out of all the committee reports, the West Milford Municipal Alliance is open to everyone. So all parents can attend those meetings. They are looking for prevention ideas for the entire community, for all age groups.
They're looking for any program, any educational program that the community thinks of.
And it's open to everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Old business? Ray?
So I know last month we talked about the students who are virtual, students in class cohort A, B. Right now, I think the numbers kind of line up where the high school, it's in that 45 to 50% of the students, right, are roughly virtual now?
Probably closer to 42% maybe.
Yeah. So I think we have like roughly 950 students and probably 433, or I think, is that what it was, 433?
Yeah, that's exact.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
From this morning.
So yes, so 951 total at the high school, 433.
Yeah. So, I know I brought this up at the beginning of the year and we weren't open to this, but with that many students virtual now, is there opportunity to rethink how we're going to teach those students and, right, have some of these teachers that we may be paying, have them teach those students virtually? And why are we opening a high school with 200 kids in it? Or can we have those kids that are going to school, have them go every day? I don't know. Doesn't seem like we have a lot of kids in the high school.
We're
Right.
probably at about 260, 280 every day at the high school, 290 maybe on B days.
No way.
So the building is quiet.
So is that what it?
I mean, I think every high school has kids that are absent because then they're attending virtually, right? So if you have 89, 290 on your BDs, 260 on your ADs, and then like you probably have 30 to 70 kids absent on any given day. We're probably closer to about 100 kids daily in our high school. You know,
Are
200 maybe,
200.
are you suggesting that the high school just go all virtual?
All I'm doing is I'm just kind of asking or
Okay.
posing the question, one, can we get some of those teachers back so they can, maybe we can get some of our teachers back that we may be paying or maybe we're not paying, right? Because some may be out for a valid reason and we're not paying them anymore. We were to a certain point. Can we get them back teaching? And maybe we have them teaching students virtually. And is there opportunity, I'm always trying to find if there's a way to bring the kids that are comfortable coming to school every day. Is there a way to have more of them safely there?
Well, we're looking at that, we've been looking at that the past couple of weeks, not just high school, but elementary and middle school as well. Looking first at our special needs students.
Right.
From 6th through 12th, and also at our primary grade students, K through 2. Different groups of students are in 5 days a week now already. Special needs, K to 5 are in 5 days a week, or at least have the option of coming in 5 days a week. So that was within the last probably 2 weeks. We've been having meetings. We have another one set up for right after Thanksgiving. And of course, the last month, our coronavirus numbers have doubled, maybe tripled. So we want to do this safely. We want to bring more students back full time, but we want to do it safely, not just for our kids, but for our staff members as well, because most of the classrooms are pretty well spaced out, but some, if you add it, they're at max capacity now, 10, 11, 12 kids, you add 3, 4, 5 more students to that classroom, it may not be so safe for the students, it may not be so safe for the teacher, so we do want to bring students back, but we want to do it safely. So right now, we're really looking at our COVID numbers in West Milford, in Passaic County, in New Jersey. I think Passaic County is the highest rate right now in the state.
Yes, it is.
Northwest region is still in the moderate risk range. However, that could change tomorrow. We could be in the high risk or very high risk risk factor range. There's the website on the state, there's a page on a state website which color codes every region using multiple metrics. So we're watching that very closely. And personally, I feel more comfortable if our coronavirus numbers had dipped now. So we're really, there's been some changes now with indoor meetings, with outdoor gatherings. They're really limiting that. They're pulling back on bars and restaurants, the times they can serve inside. They're probably going to make some changes to sports, other things. So I think we have to really tighten it up where we were last spring, where the numbers spiked, and then we kept our distance from one another. But nobody was having parties, nobody was having gatherings, nobody was having slumber parties, and the numbers, they plummeted to where it was much more safe to go out again in May, June, July, and throughout the summer. So we need to get our discipline back and get our numbers back under control, because the hybrid model is working now. It's certainly not perfect, but it's working very well compared to a lot of places, and we want to maintain what we have. So it might not be the right time to bring back more students now. It might be in the future. Right now, it'd be difficult for me to say, with our numbers spiking to the highest they've ever been, we're going to increase students on our buses,
Right.
in our CAF, in our classrooms. That might not be the best timing for everything. So we're probably going to stick with our hybrid model now through the new year and then really evaluate. But again, that could change at any time. If numbers spike even more, perhaps we can't even hang on to what we have. So it's something we have to be mindful of, and we check these numbers every single day. And we're on the phone with the health department every single day as well. So it takes up a lot of our time, but it's worth it to hold on to our model. Back in our staff put together a great hybrid model, and like I said before, it is working. If you speak to, colleagues from around the state, I think we're doing a much better job than a lot of places. So that's a testament to our teaching staff, our administrators, and our very supportive board of ed. Not to mention our parents who are, do a lot of parenting at home. So we're all in this together. We'll get through it together. It's just going to take some more time.
Ray, did you have
There is
anything?
some good news on the vaccine front.
Right.
That's
Yes,
kind of coming
yeah.
down the road anyway.
Ray?
So that being said, and you've probably talked to some of your counterparts, I know that there are a number of school districts throughout northern New Jersey then that have decided that they may go all virtual from that Thanksgiving through maybe a couple weeks after New Year's to kind of maybe help if there happens to be that spike, or if people go away to one of these, what do we have, 58 states now that are on New Jersey's list that you can't go to. If they go to those places, then they have to come home and quarantine for a couple weeks. So
But it's voluntary, it's not.
Self-voluntary, I understand. So is there, what are your thoughts on that? I've heard Clifton has decided to do that, Vernon's decided, some other school systems have decided to do that. I don't know what your thoughts are. Just hearing, it sounds like you're optimistic, but maybe cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. I think what I see in school, I think kids are safest in school because there's 7 of them in a classroom. There's 9 in that classroom, there's 4 in that classroom, there's 5 in that, and there's not many students. They're all wearing masks. The teachers are on to wash their hands. They're keeping apart from one another. If you look at our Macapin and high school cafeteria, there's student desks there. They're reading at desks that are spaced 6 feet apart. So they have the lunch tables. So it's a pretty controlled environment. I'd argue it's the most controlled 7 hours of the day for our students. Because when they're on the bus, they're spreading apart in the seats. Most parents are driving still. Our car lines are stretching forever, which we don't mind, because we have buses that are averaging 9 or 10 students per bus. And then they go home nights, weekends, and there are some loose spots in society where people are not taking this serious. They're having little parties, little get-togethers, whatever you want to call them, and you hear about nobody's wearing a mask. There's, a dozen kids on a couch watching a movie with the door closed and the window shut. That's closing a school doesn't stop that problem. All it does is give our kids 7 more hours of kind of downtime 5 days a week. And it's hard to, we can control these 35 hours a week. It's hard to control what goes on beyond that. But we're not seeing, schools have not been identified as a place of transmissibility. Things are really going well here in regards to that. We know students are testing positive. We don't think they're getting it in school. We think they're getting it on the weekends from family members, which again, closing schools doesn't help that. If mom has it, sometimes the kid gets it too. So I don't think closing schools, is going to really help absent a stay-at-home order, where if you close schools and everybody stays at home. So right now you have districts closing, and then the kids are out and about. They're done with their learning at 12 o'clock, and then they're jumping on the bicycle to their friend's house, and they're playing video games together, and that defeats the purpose. So as of right now, I think the kids are safer in school, if I had to answer your question.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Kate?
At the October meeting, I raised the question, look, this is just high school. When I look at these numbers, everything I'm about to say, I'm only talking about the high school. Every other school the numbers are not alarming. The numbers at the high school are alarming. And when I look at our staff numbers, it's the high school where the staff seem to have been an issue when I go through all the past agendas. So at the October meeting, we were at 33% students that were full virtual. Now tonight, we're at almost 45% about that. At the October meeting, I raised the question, at what percentage of our students going full virtual will we bring our high school to a full virtual learning environment? Now, I ask that because when you look at the entire educational picture, I can see how many of our top-notch teachers are out, and those classes are being covered by substitutes or other curriculums or other things. So, looking at the entire educational environment, I agree with a lot of what Alex just said about safety obviously is first, and that the kids are not contracting it in the school. But thinking about education, I personally think the education that many of our high school students got in September might be better than what's happening right now with substitutes and different things that are happening. You know, if you talk to a parent whose child is in full AP courses, they will tell you their child was doing, there's a difference, okay? So I'm going to raise the question again, not looking for an answer tonight, but that at what percentage of virtual students do we need at the high school for our kids to get their teachers back? And, you know, I understand all of it. I do not want to go full virtual, although I thought September was extremely successful. We had a lot of troubleshooting things. It really set us up for a lot of success across the entire district. I would support that decision again every day. But right now, when I look at these high school numbers, it's like time for something. Or let's just bring the full 5 days, you know, like let's move that up or something. When I look at the numbers, the number of full virtual, 433 kids is a lot. So I just wanted to mention all that. The other two things that I wanted to mention are the temperature in the classrooms. Staff, kids, parents, everybody's talking about it. And I think this statement needs to be...
That's new business.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, new business, we'll hold that. So the only other old business thing that we've talked about quite a bit, but not recently, is waiving the parking fee for our students.
Yes, we have to.
Is that being discussed still?
Waiving it or having it? There's a discussion, as I mentioned, to cut it in half because some students are in A day or B day, but not both. So the question is, do you cut it in half or not?
I mean, that's a decision that we can make, we can discuss with the high school administration.
We've talked about it.
So bringing it up in old business, I'll make this statement that I fully support actually waiving it. We talked about it in the spring. We talked about waiving it so that we would have less students on the bus, more students driving. I'll let everybody know I fully support that for our students and our families right now. And if that needs to be a further discussion at another meeting or whatever, that's fine. But I think that needs to be discussed.
Right.
Well, we'll put it in the committee agenda next month?
Thank you.
I want to go back to the temperature in the classroom is
New business.
It's definitely old business.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've been talking about ventilation.
Facilities, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the kids
Facilities.
being cold.
Facilities. We've talked about
them being too hot in October now.
Now they're too cold, so it's,
Well,
People were too hot? I missed that.
I didn't hear people saying they
I
were
missed
too hot.
no.
That might happen in
Other than
June if
me
we're
right
still
now.
doing this, but, right, that's always every June. So,
But we have talked about facilities. We had Chris Kelly here, and I think that all has to do with the temperature, the ventilation is old business because we've talked about this before.
I have an admin meeting tomorrow. I can review this with the principals, but the temperature in the classroom, if you think of temperature not as a number but as a range, you know, people are comfortable between this and this temperature, it should be at the low end of that range. You know, comfortable, dressing appropriately for the winter, sweatshirt, you know, pants, you know, we have...
Mittens.
We have students wearing shorts still. which is
Scarves.
not, you know,
so what would be your low end of the range for somebody to be comfortable in the classroom?
That's what we have to, I'll talk to the principals tomorrow. That's a good question. I can talk to Mr. Kelly as well. But we
There's
want to
the
leave the windows
guidelines.
open a crack to get some fresh air in there. The warmer it is, the more you can raise the windows. The colder it is, the less you can open the windows. We do want fresh air in the classrooms, but on a frigid day, they all don't need to be open. You know, maybe some of them need to be open a little bit to get fresh air in. And not the window in front of the heater, but the window in the corner of the room, where the heater is not. So the heat can come in and you can get fresh air in. Classrooms will be chillier this year than last year, but we do know the importance of fresh air, and it does help our unit ventilators, which bring in air nonstop, but cracking those windows a little bit brings in even more air. So.
Can I ask why I'm hearing in the community there's a difference between the high school, the middle school, and the elementary schools? I mean, I have kids in the elementary schools, and they're not complaining about the temperature. But the high school and the middle school, all I keep hearing is that teachers are bringing electric blankets. They are freezing. The kids are going virtual in the high school because they're cold. Why is there such a difference?
Should not be a difference.
Okay, I just am curious why. And that being said, I think pandemic or not, I think we do need to have some serious conversations about the facilities in our schools and how money can be put towards updating facilities, whether it's the ventilation, the temperatures, the radiators, the bathrooms. I think that needs to be a serious conversation, because pandemic or not, we should really be upgrading some things.
All of our air fresh, we just went through an energy project. So all of our ventilation is like new. Every HVAC system in every building has been upgraded. It's all in working order. So we're in a position that
So they're just cold because the windows are open?
Probably.
the windows are open in order to keep fresh air. They were directed to keep the windows open in order.
I guess my question is, like, why is there such a difference in schools? I mean, I'm a teacher, and I have not been directed by my administration to open windows. That's my choice if I want to open the window or not. Who's telling these teachers they must have all their windows open? All right, so,
Well, not every window open. You know, in October, we wanted the windows open. It was 70 degrees outside.
Sure.
It made sense. As we get colder, we're asking teachers to keep the windows open depending on the weather. So the colder it gets, the less you can open your windows.
and their comfort level, of course.
It should be a comfortable level. The low end is comfortable. But if it's freezing cold, you cannot open every window all the way. You can't keep the room
So,
no matter how
so
much heat you have.
let's pretend I'm a teacher in West Milford High School, and tomorrow is going to be the coldest day that we've experienced. And I want to keep my windows all closed except for maybe one crack. Is that allowed?
Yeah, so that would
Okay.
be all closed.
Okay.
We have to still exercise professional judgment. Our teachers have to use good professional judgment.
Okay.
And they know what comfortable room temperatures are. So there's no reason they can't figure it out when it's 60 degrees or when it's 10 degrees. They open their windows different amounts.
Okay.
So,
And I'll just clarify, so I don't think it's just Mackin in the high school. I think it's very school dependent for those of us, right, Dan, those of us that grew up in town. Some schools,
Sure.
they're probably going to be colder than other schools. I don't think elementary schools are good, Mackin's not, or vice versa. I think that, and I think it's dependent on how comfortable the teacher is. Teacher leaves all their windows open, it's going to be colder.
Right, sure.
Anything else? Okay, motion to close old business? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay, new business?
I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
So I heard elementary report cards will be December 23rd on the trimester. Mackin in the high school then
The 20th,
of
They-
November.
November 20th.
Yeah.
Parent portal will be open on the 20th. Parent and student portal, right.
So that's soon, that's in a few days. Are you looking at a failure list and comparing it to former years?
Yeah, we do that,
support?
we've been doing that pretty much ongoing since early October. And we've, we spoke about it in here, I think, in a few times when we were talking about, some patterns we saw in math in some areas. Mrs. Dwyer just alluded to a conversation we had at the superintendent roundtable about, which is interesting, bridging on the conversation we just had about students who were more students choosing virtual, and then the feedback we're getting is that the students who are choosing more virtual, the at-home learners are struggling. And some of the feedback from teachers is that the increase in, kids going to at-home learning is that they're struggling more. So it might not necessarily be a great trend that more students are looking to go out of our schools. So we're and those are the things, we're tracking that now. That's we're always looking for another layer. And the most recent layer we're trying to assess is those students who were here in person for 4 weeks and then chose to go virtual. How did that affect them? And, the early results are is that it's not a good, it's not a good transition. So yes, we're looking at grades often. And our supervisors, principals, or, those are conversations we have, weekly or bi-weekly. We have a meeting again tomorrow where we'll be, discussing those very things.
And with that, do you have, even past years before COVID, whatever, do you have like a standard of if the students, and this is Macedon High School, if a student's passing 2 or more classes, 3 or more classes, 4 or more classes, something along those lines, do you have a standard where then they are referred to the INRS team?
So interesting, yeah, I met with most of the principals. I had to delay a few just to do an INRS review, go top to bottom with how we are making sure we're uniform in that process for referring students to intervention and referral services. So it typically isn't a, number of courses that it has to meet, that sort of thing. It's just, we've tried to evolve into if a student needs help, we're looking to move them to that process as soon as we can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, motion to close new business?
I'll make a motion to close the business.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay. Public comment. This portion of the meeting is open to members of the public having a legitimate interest in the actions of the board for the purpose of addressing any subject matter pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the West Milford Public School District. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair first. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes for a period of 30 minutes, and then, time permitting, other public comment limited to 5 minutes per speaker will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. All speakers are asked to sign the register provided and give their full names, spell their last name, group affiliation if appropriate, and provide their address. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered, and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and respectful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged, and the board and the administration will not respond to them. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded to them by the laws of New Jersey. The board is not responsible and is not liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Mrs. Francisco, do we have anyone? All right, does anyone wish to speak? Okay.
Seeing none, I make a motion to close.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay, thank you. All right, Dave, would you read the executive session, and we'll be discussing personnel and attorney-client privileges.
8:35 PM, motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel appointments, resignations, current litigation matters, special education matters, negotiations, matters of attorney-client privilege. The executive session minutes will not be released until such time as the privilege or confidentiality is no longer applicable.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And we will return and dismiss from here. Okay.
Action.
Action.
Maybe take it, and we'll get like 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes. Action. Okay, we are back from executive session. Mrs. Francisco, roll call.
Romeo? Here. Stevenson? Here. Mr. Stillman?
Here.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Here.
Mr. Guarino?
Here.
Mr. Chinsky? Here. Mr. Conklin?
Here.
Okay, personnel, number 26. Motion to move it.
Second. I'll make a motion to move number 26 and personnel.
Roll call.
Who seconded?
Stillman.
Oh, okay, any discussion? No discussion? Okay, roll call?
Mr. Conklin? Yes. Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino? Yes. Mr. Chinsky? Mrs. Romeo? Yes. Mrs. Stevenson? Yes. Mr. Stillman?
Okay, move to adjourn. Mike, would you read that?
That's you.
That's you. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor? Anyone want to stay? No. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Have a great holiday.
You too.